Hi everyone, welcome to Nonsense Whisky. My name is Vin PF and this is my 50th review episode. So happy days for that. I'm really glad to have done 50 episodes. That's almost a year of rolling week episodes, but not quite because I've chucked a few out twice a week for a little bit. The year celebration will be coming up in August, but still 50 something to be really happy about, and I'm glad you guys are watching with me. This is also episode 8 of a little mini series I'm doing on American whiskey and bourbons and things like that, all things American drams. Before we get into the dram today, I'd just like to let you guys know I'm releasing a very limited amount of Glencairn glasses with the Nonsense Whisky logo on it. If you're interested in getting hold of a glass, follow the link below and register your interest, and I'll get back to you with a general costing plus some postage depending on where you live in the world. So there we go, onto the dram itself. And this time around, to celebrate the 50th episode of No Nonsense Whisky, I'm going for one of my personal favourite bourbons of all time. One of the first ones I ever tried was one of the first episodes of this American series, which is the Four Roses small batch. And the natural progression for me had to be the Four Roses single barrel. Now, when I first got hold of it, my first thought was it must just be the single barrel version of the small batch, but since I've now drained half a bottle of each of them, I've done a little bit of research and found out that's not quite the case. As we checked out in the first Four Roses video, the small batch is made up of 4 of their 10 or so recipes at Four Roses, and this one is always the same recipe. And that is their B mash bill, which is the 60% corn, 35% rye, whereas the other one contains mostly the other recipes, which is 75% corn, etc. And this also has the V, they call it the V yeast strain, which is kind of fruity and creamy. We'll get into that and we'll see how it is. But let's talk about the bottle a bit first and a bit of the price while I let this air out, because I think rye needs a little bit of time to rest. So in the UK, this is usually sitting around 40 to 42 pounds. I know it goes to around $30 in the US. You can get this on Amazon deal for £30, £35 if you're lucky, that sort of price. It's worthwhile joining a group on Facebook, for instance, the British Bourbon Society. If you go on there and you become part of the community, it's all free by the way, the people on there are amazing. There's a couple of people who are constantly on Amazon checking out the deals. One comes to mind, is a girl called Emma. She's on there all the time checking out the flash deals, when they're going to be around, and it's a dangerous game for me because it ends up costing me a lot of money. But still, you can get some bargains if you're savvy enough, and they're always coming around, and this is one of them. This particular bottle, bottled at 50% as always. It's got a nice little snazzy, it's meant to feel like leather, but I don't think it is, to be honest. I think it might, well, maybe it is, it probably is, to be fair. Nice bit of thin leather, kind of a little bit of snazzy stuff. This particular bottle was Warehouse PN, Papa November, barrel number 62K. You probably won't be able to see that on my camera, but never mind. And I think that's important because we're talking about a single barrel whiskey now, and that is genuinely what it means. So everything with this barrel number on it all came out of the same barrel. It hasn't been cut with any other barrels, hasn't been mixed with anything else. This is it. So if you've got this barrel, then what I'm talking about today will be completely comparable. If you've got a different barrel, however, although it's made from the same stuff, depending on where in the warehouse it was kept, depending on a lot of things, you know, what was in the barrel, I'll say what was in the barrel before, but it's bourbon, so it has to be fresh. So yeah, it depends on where it's kept in the warehouse and things like that. So all these things can change your dram subtly. You might get a worse batch or a better batch, whatever. So it's a little bit subjective, and you should pay that in mind whenever you're thinking about single barrel things, because they can change and the parity isn't always the same, like it can be with scotches and things like that. We churn out hundreds of thousands, millions of litres every year. So let's crack on with the dram and see where we're at. So, on the nose then. Now, people who've been following the little mini series will know that high vanillas is something that you're going to get from bourbons. It's pretty much across the board depending on the kind of rye content, but when you get corn, when you get American oak, you get vanilla. And it's no different here, but it's not the same as the two we had recently, which are the two Texas whiskies. It's got a little bit of extra something in it. Something a bit minty, I will say, which I think will come through on the palate. Spoiler alert. Let's go for it. Now, the first thing you get is that little rye spiciness. Not too bad, it's not too bad. We're only talking about 35% rye here, we're not talking about high rye. It's just enough to make it interesting, but it doesn't come out of nowhere like it does on some whiskies. It's there right at the start and then that subsides. Just after that, there's a little wave of creaminess. And then here's something that some people might disagree on. I get quite a lot of minty, kind of menthol sort of flavours, which I believe comes from the rye. But you know, correct me if I'm wrong. But it's not at all unpleasant. I remember trying the Rebel Yell sometime last year, about the time I got this t-shirt actually. But I found that a bit overwhelming on the menthol. It reminded me of the kind of mouthwash, whereas this is just kind of like it's like a pleasant, that kind of cooling sensation, which is weird because usually you get heat from whiskies, especially ryes. But I think from a personal standpoint, this is pretty much one of the best bourbons I've got, especially for bottles. I've not got that many, I'm not that well versed, as you guys know. I've said from the start, I'm not a bourbon expert, but I've tried quite a fair few now, and the ones that I've tried that are amazing, fair enough, they're amazing, but you can't get hold of them. They're gone, forget them, carry on. This is readily available in the UK, obviously in the US for sure, but you know, I can get this on Amazon Prime next day delivery, which is something that a lot of people can't say, even in the States. And for that, you know, if you get it on £30, that's not even premium value. That's basically stealing, really. When you can get this, Four Roses, this is £27 to £30 in UK stores, which I still think is a good deal. And when you can get this for just a few quid more, why not? You should just buy it all day long. And it's just premium quality for next to nothing. I don't think I can say anything fairer than that. If you haven't tried this, you're doing yourself a disservice. Go for the small batch first if you're not sure, for sure. But I can almost 100% guarantee you, if you even remotely like bourbon of any kind, and you see this for a good price, you will not be disappointed. I basically guarantee it. Asterisks, no guarantees. There you go. That's the 50th episode. I'd just like to thank all of you for watching. It's been an absolutely amazing nearly year, but 50 episodes. I'm still loving making every episode. I love editing them, I love putting them out, I love seeing all your reactions. Please comment below, let me know what you're thinking, especially about these drams itself, the series, or No Nonsense Whisky in general. Tell everyone about it, the more the merrier, and I'll be able to continue making these things with no problem. I'll see you again on another No Nonsense Whisky review. I've still got more American bourbons coming up. American bourbons, American whiskey and bourbons. These ones here, I've done most of these now. I've only got 3 left, and then maybe a little bit extra after that. So yeah, join me again on another No Nonsense Whisky review.